Sonic 3 and Knuckles is perfect. I know. I was over here last episode slandering Sonic 3 like I'm Reverse Flash. So what's up with this tomfoolery, you may ask? Well, it's all thanks to the second half of the game, Sonic and Knuckles. Personally, I've always found Sonic and Knuckles to be the better half of Sonic 3 as a whole. The reason is pretty simple, and it's the story. Level-wise, I find Sonic 3 to be slightly better than Sonic and Knuckles, but what makes up for that is the heavier emphasis on a story narrative that is shown throughout the levels and bosses. Yeah, a 90s game with a plot. Who would have thought? Sonic 3 does have story elements, but they are brief compared to Sonic and Knuckles. Unlike Sonic 3, where you play through a couple of levels only to have a fraudulent ending, Sonic and Knuckles delivers a strong conclusion to the game like the opening to Deadpool and Wolverine. I know they aren't the same, but I just wanted to talk about it because look how Deadpool is getting jiggy with it. Oh, Marvel finally cooked! With that being said, both games have their strengths and weaknesses, but what makes Sonic and Knuckles interesting is the lock-on technology. That's right, if you remember from part 1, go watch that because this is part 2. What are you doing here? Get out! I yapped about how there are different development complications because of a deal Sega made with that goofy burger clown. I still give a bombastic side-eye to that decision because it's just as bad as the lack of a Sonic 3 movie trailer. Sonic & Knuckles has an interesting doohickey where you can stack Sonic 3 on top of Sonic & Knuckles to make the real Sonic 3. I've got a lot of glazing to do in this video, but right now, it's time to continue from part 1 and talk about how Sonic & Knuckles is the better half of Sonic 3. Huh? Nope! No. Get out! I've already paid top dollar to replace that door, and I sure as hell won't let you break it again. After that Papeka ending in Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles starts you off in Mushroom Hill, and you razzle and dazzle in this Mario movie area. I'm telling you, I better find Peach in this level because I've been playing that Princess Peach Showtime, and all I want right now is some of Peach's succulent peach, if you get my drift. After some running, slapping the goons out of the way, you fight... Nah, stop that music. Gang's name is Hey Ho. Like, nah, what is this Quandale Dingless name? And all he does is chop wood? Oh, nah. This guy ain't a robot. He's Canadian. Now, if there's anything I know about Canadians, they're alright. But this Hey Ho individual is from Quebec. And I personally got beef with some Quebecians because they say some of the most zestiest lines ever and act like it's normal. So I had to bring the wrath of Zeus to fight this fraud. Once that zesty Canadian robo fraud has been slapped into the Shadow Realm, you continue to Act 2 and... Oh, brother! I'm not gonna lie, I am starting to get tired of this fraud stopping me from reaching that egg and clapping his yoke. I'm finally reaching my limit with this guy. Don't worry, little bro about to remember why this game starts with Sonic and Knuckles. After getting laid out like Gojo, we finally reach Eggman and slap his bald head enough times to forget that he's piloting a pear and crashes into a tree. Bro wasn't taking that disrespect, however, and he ends up dipping like my dad. However, Sonic's on his case and boards the plane, and I proceed to be on some demon time and speed run this entire level because I just want to get done with this game and go play more of Princess Peach Showtime, guys. I'm not gonna cap. I speed run through both acts of Flying Battery Zone and slap that fat man's head, which results in Bro blowing up his own ship and letting it burn down like my YouTube channel. Please tell me get monetized, guys. Sandopolis Zone, the zone where there's sand. And I'll admit, the background where you can see the pyramids and the sandy hills is actually kind of fire. If only we could have a better boss for Act 1. Seriously, you fight this Timu version of the Thing from the Fantastic Four. And all Gang does is waste my time by waiting for him to get to the end of the screen, slap his cheeks all the way to Brazil. After a speed run of solving a variety of puzzles and avoiding ghosts like I'm Luigi from Luigi's Mansion, we come to one of my favorite zones in the game, Lava Reef. The attention to detail in this game is just amazing, because at the beginning of Lava Reef, you can see the Death Egg in the far distance, and as you reach the end of the second act, you come closer to the Death Egg and realize that you're now on the side where the Death Egg was from Act 1. Oh my god, Knuckles! Is that a fucking boulder? After another psychotic attempt by Knuckles to send me to the Juice WRLD concert, we are sent to the Shadow Realm where Eggman tries to run hands with us by using the lava itself. But Gang forgets that I got a lava shield, so free eats on this goofball. Like seriously, what do you think this is? Once we finish Eggman, no pause, resume, we end up in Hidden Palace Zone, where we find Knuckles and begin boxing. Let's stop there for a second, guys. You see, the rest of Sonic & Knuckles is the same as if it was combined with Sonic 3, so I'm gonna continue the rest of this video as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because I cannot tell you how bad I tweaked out from Knuckles himself throughout this entire game. Bro has done nothing but laugh and be a glizzy gladiator. Bro legit looked at an egg and said, UI. And you wanna know why I call this guy a fraud? Well, let me tell you, bro is nothing but talk. If you combine Sonic 3 and Knuckles and have all the Chaos Emeralds before Mushroom Hill, you can access the special stages like normal. But But instead, you are warped to where the Master Emerald is and give up your Chaos Emeralds, where you are now given bigger emeralds called Hyper Emeralds. So now you can get on top of each Hyper Emerald every time you find a special stage ring and throw yourself into the better versions of the Blue Sphere special stages. Don't get me wrong, I still dislike the Blue Sphere special stages, but the Hyper Emerald special stages are by far enjoyable compared to the original special stages in Sonic 3. They're actually creative, and the level designs here are absolutely peak. Yeah, I'm okay with chasing balls for these special stages because at the end of each special stage, you are rewarded with a Hyper Emerald, and once you collect all 7, you get one of the best forms known to man. Through the power of plot and LSD, Sonic is faster, stronger, and can do a dash attack that nukes the whole screen. And before hitting Palace Zone, I took my time to get all 7 Hyper Emeralds. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Whew, I'm about to make a name for myself here. Because the moment I saw Knuckles, it was on sight.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
Once I give Fraud the Echidna the beatdown of his life, Bro realizes that Eggman has been tricking him and steals the Master Emerald. With that said, we end up in Sky Sanctuary Zone. But before I even move on, I decided to give this guy the Gojo special because ain't no way I'm gonna let Bro forget about this moment. Eggman finally manages to get the Death Egg up and running again and starts sending it up to space. But this time, in order to stop Sonic and Tails, he sends out the Ops. We march on, catching the Ops slacking until we meet. I will say, one of the cool things about this boss fight is that once we beat him, he just short circuits and plummets to his fall instead of blowing up like every boss fight. And after that fight, we end up in the last zone of the game, the Death Egg. I'm not gonna lie, all I remember here from this is fighting some mid-bosses. But what really sells this final zone for me is the actual boss fight. After watching Bro outrun us like he's my family leaving Mexico, he gets in this Super Sentai cosplay, tries to destroy us while the floor's collapsing, and after making Bro get a whiff of me, we attack and watch as he falls to his demise. But wait! Eggman is the definition of a YouTube clout chaser because he won't let go of the Master Emerald. We clap his whip a few times and the game ends. Doomsday Zone, a grand finale that I just love replaying because you transform into Hypersonic and chase Bro's ship. Seriously, how does he have all this on hand? And after dodging Bro's missiles and cheese him with it, he pulls out the Sentai mech again and flies away. And with a limited quantity of rings left, we have to speedrun to him like how I'm trying to speedrun my YouTube's downfall. And once we headbutt him a few times, Bro finally falls! And we get a satisfying ending to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, with Sonic returning the Master Emerald and allowing Angel Island to fly back, and the game ends. What the fuck? I don't talk about it, but the Knuckles portion of Sonic & Knuckles is legit getting to play as the Fraud himself. To get the true experience of Knuckles, you gotta play the complete version of Sonic 3. And I gotta say, Knuckles' gameplay is the hard mode of the game. He can't jump as high as Sonic, but what compensates for that is that he can glide and climb walls, which helps with traversing certain levels of the game. The bosses are basically the same, but they are slightly different as some are a bit more challenging, and instead of Eggman, we got Egg Robo. The story starts with the Robo Eggman catching Knuckles lacking, so we go through a bunch of levels as Knuckles again, and the story ends at Sky Sanctuary Zone, where the final boss, this fraudulent egg robot, gets clapped by...
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Mecha isn't done and wants to get his gift back.
I may have lost a side, but I know I can clap you because all you are is fraud. And this time, I'll make sure you get clapped again by going super.
Knuckle restores the Master Emerald and the game ends. 10 out of 10 game if I say so myself. There's nothing else I can really say about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's just an amazing game, and the last thing I want to remind y'all is that this game is very easy to break. This is what happens when you beat Doomsday Zone as Knuckles. With that said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to take a small break from Sonic videos. Don't get me wrong, I love making Sonic videos, and I'm going to continue making Sonic videos. I like other games too, and I want to play them and give my own inputs on them. So I hope you guys can stick around for those, as next time you see me, I'm actually going to be talking about Mario's better brother Luigi and his game where he goes to his own mansion full of Juice WRLD fans. See ya!